Hello everyone, this video is to help people using Sentral reporting. It's the first time for everybody. What you'll need is an internet browser like Internet Explorer, Firefox, Chrome, any of those will work. You can also work on an Apple computer, a Windows computer or any tablet as long as you have internet connection. The first thing you'll need to do is to open up a browser like I've done here. I'll be using Firefox. That's the address that you need to type in. I'll send that address as an email to everyone if they haven't already got it. Put in your username and password. Your username is your TO number, as you know, and your password is the password you use to get on the computers at school. Click on login. Now, most of us go up to attendances to do our attendance stuff. And the intranet today will be going up here to the menu area, and from there we go across to reports. I'll be spending a bit of time on this sidebar here. Everyone's sidebar will look slightly different depending on which year level you teach, whether you're a specialist. If you take EAL, it'll all be slightly different. So don't be alarmed if what you see on my screen on this video is different to what you've got. We'll go through it slowly, step by step. The first thing you need to do is you've got an arrow button here which will actually withdraw the sidebar and put it out the way so that you have more room to work once you're doing reports. To bring it back up, you click on that and it'll appear back up. We'll go into classes first. My class appears as 2S or 20S. Yours will appear there. If you're a specialist, the classes that you will have to report to will also appear there. I'll click on that. It opens up under the title Life Skills. Now I'll explain a bit about life skills here. It doesn't actually reflect what is actually underneath life skills. Under life skills are all the students that go to a different program in that particular classroom. By a different program, I'm talking about classes like EAL, Transition, Outpost mainly. I think those are the ones that are most affected. So any students that go to that program will appear here. So basically a class is broken up into two areas. The ones under life skills, and then further down you'll see another one with your year level, and there'll be the rest of the students in there. So as you can see in here, life skills, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 students who go to those various programs. And if I scroll down the sidebar here to assessment here, and I say go to English, I'll have the rest of my students here who aren't withdrawn to any other programs, who stay in my room for English and maths and those sorts of things. So it's important that you understand that in each individual class you'll have these life skills in there. That's where the EAL, Outpost, Transition teachers will report to. But you also have an area down here for the rest of your classes to assess to as well. Okay, as you can see here. Now, I'll just quickly go. I'll quickly go through what some of these things actually mean. I'm in English now in Year 2, so these are the students that aren't withdrawn. The scores here are the scores that the student received in the middle of last year. So you can see they're all there. If they don't appear there, it could be for a number of reasons. They might have been away, the new students, or they were in a program and since they've finished that program. If you're definitely sure that they had a score, you'll have to chase that up with Paul as to why that hasn't appeared for them. This particular student was away, I know that. He was overseas, so he didn't get a score in the middle of the year. So that's fine. You've got an overall score here. I've actually entered some data in as well, just to make it a bit more user-friendly for the video's sake, so that I know I can show you what I'm talking about here and add some data in as well. So the overall one will not appear in the reports, so don't worry about that, because I don't think we've ever seen that before in our reports there. So I'll go through how it is you can change or add their results. You can do that by just clicking on them, and you've got a toggle bar in which you can select whichever outcome you wish to choose. So you can see that just changes by itself. Okay. Very simple. If you want to clear the mark, just click on clear, it'll disappear. We've also got an effort area again. Again, you click on that, you have a menu turn up, and you can select whichever you want to give that student. As you go through doing your reports, you'll notice that these status bars will start changing colors from red to yellow to green. It just tells you the progress you have made in this aspect of your reporting, just to keep tabs for you, to let you know that it's almost done, or you've got a bit to do, or you're halfway through doing it. So it's quite a good little display to tell you how you're going. You can do them all as a lot. You can select the heading and do the whole lot like that if you'd like to, or you can do it as an individual student like I've been demonstrating so far. So it's quite flexible in that regard. It's the same with maths. As you can see, I've left a few more out there, so don't be surprised that I haven't put any data in. Just again, it's for demonstration purposes. If I wanted to pick one in, pop that in, it'll appear like that, and you can see the colors will be changing as I continue progressing with my reports. The other areas there are to do with sport, interpersonal, ICT. As different year levels will get different amounts of categories to fill in. Integrated studies is, I think, a new area related to your themes for that particular semester. Again, you can fill that into your heart's content. Now, there'll be a few interesting things about comments. Now, I'll go back to comments up here, down here, for example. Again, it opens up like assessment, broken up as assessment. So when you go to comments, there's a comment for English, maths, and then the specials will give comments. There'll also be one for integrated studies, and of course general as well. I'll go to the general first because I know I've got a bit in there already. Gives you a rough idea how things are going. We've got 1800 characters. Characters are obviously letters, but it also includes punctuation and also spacing as well between full stops and after full stops. So that's also included. We've got 1800 characters for this because some students need more areas, more space, if you're putting a general comment in as well as their English and perhaps even their maths if they're an other student. So we've added some more space in there. But usually I think we're going to have between 400 and 600 characters per comment. Now, if you wish to just write something in for a student, I'll pick a student. All you need to do is click in that box and you can start typing, just like a simple word processing program. So that's fine as it is. If you would like to use a comment database, like there's one up the top, you can do that very similar to what we used with QuickFic if you had some experience with that. So again, you select what you want, type in your sentence, he or she, and then you can save that in My Comments. You can select the area you want to save it in. You can even share the comments with others. I'm going to save it in My Comments in the foundation area, and I'm going to press save. So that's in there already. I should have put a full stop, shouldn't I? Try it again. Save. Beautiful. Done. There'll be this particular one here which I'll click on so you can have a look. It has a database of comments, which anyone can see, anyone can use. It's probably best you speak to your area leader as to how this part of comments should be used. So have a chat to them. It's pretty self-explanatory. The English, or the way it's explained, isn't very constructive or useful, but it's if you have any queries, speak to your area leaders, and they'll advise you how you can and can't use this particular part of the comment wizard. You can also use your comment database from QuickVic if you'd like to import that in QuickVic, but I'll talk about that a little bit later. If you want to use something that you've already put in there, for example, if I wanted to add that into my student account down here, so say I wanted to add that comment in here, I select the Open Wizard. These are the comments in here. The starters are over here. I select my comments, and there is the comment that I just put in before. I'll click on that. It appears as is. You've also got shared comments. So if your area comes up with some comments that you've all agreed with and you're all going to use, you can pop that in there, or one of you can pop it in, and everyone can share that. You've also got continuums here, which can be useful for EAL, those sort of things. It's a bit like the comment wizard that I showed a bit earlier. These are mainly to do with EAL benchmarks, I guess is the best way. History is an important place. If you've been keeping anecdotal notes and typing them into Sentral, you can whip that up and pop that in to your reports as is, which is pretty useful if you have the time to do that as well. I'm going to press revert. Revert goes back to a bit of like an undo button, which is quite useful as well. Areas that we're going to write about will be areas for improvement for English and for maths, general, integrated studies, maths and English. You'll notice one below they call attitudes. If you click on that, you've got the different areas in which we'll be ticking and giving not so much a score, but what we think that child is particularly good at or can work on. So if I'm going to click on school values care, you can see that I've added some data already. It's giving me the green light, so I've done what I have to. Again, it's a bit like putting in the results for maths and English. I can select that and pick whichever I want, or I can click to the top one there and go and work through them all as that way. So we've got some flexibility in that regard. You can see you've got one for care. That's the courtesy one. Common sense, cooperation, and this commitment for learning, which is also broken up into different areas. If you leave your mouse over the top, you'll see what those different numbers mean. So the first one is completes homework, 2 contributes to class and group discussions, 3 is organized and prepared for learning, 4 is persistent when challenged by work tasks, 5 seeks and acts on the feedback provided by peers and teachers, is prepared to explore new ways of learning, and works to the best of their ability. Again, you can do them individually or just go down the grid. Up to you how best you want to attack those particular ones. Attendance also appears in your area at the bottom there. The attendance data will be coming from cases. You won't have anything to do with that. It comes off your Sentral data. As you can see, I've got some information there about students who've been away. It's been updated, tells you when. It breaks it up for you. That'll appear in your report as well. There'll be a comment, I think about about attendances, which I think Phil will be helping us with